Well, howdy do y'all? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah Vita. If you don't already know, and if you do know, then groovy. Thanks for coming back. I appreciate you. So, we're just gonna do a movie review. So, it's been a while since I've done one, and y'all know I enjoy these. So, if you are new to this channel, then I like to review very obscure, like, rockabilly themed movies, like pin-up-y themed, vintage themed, and sometimes actual old movies. Which usually they're horror based, and they're, and I just like to do them because, but yeah, that other people may not know about that are also into this lifestyle and style, music, what have you. So yeah, I will leave that link below or somewhere over here because I have done quite a few of these, including Rockabilly Zombie Weekend. You definitely try. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Rockabilly Vampire. We're gonna talk about and I got my notes because I don't think I had notes for the last one, but yeah. So anyway, this came out in 1996, and you can watch this on Tubi. None of my stuff is ever sponsored because nobody knows who the fuck I am. So, but you can watch it for free on Tubi right now. It's 1 hour and 31 minutes. It's Garage Rock Pictures, directed by Lee Bennett Sobel, or Sobel, however you want to say it. Yeah, so, yeah, it's called Rockabilly Vampire, Burn in Love, but, yeah, it's just Rockabilly Vampire. It doesn't even say Burn in Love until you see, like, the title. So, yeah, and there's not really a lot of information about this movie, as a lot of other movies that I've talked about, because it is kind of obscure. So I didn't even know about this until I was actually searching up pictures of Rockabilly Vampires. So and I was like, oh shit, there's a movie, okay, just like the zombie one, and it's real, okay. So yeah, so anyway, this, I'm not going to go through all the actors and actresses because half of them in this movie aren't even, like, or maybe two other movies, and that's it, except for Stephen Blackheart, which was on he's in Guardians of the Galaxy, and he's played on a couple of Puppet Masters. So yeah, I mean, I don't know him from that. I don't really remember. He was very young in that. So anyways, which plays Rex Vincent, WRECKS, Rex Vincent, which is cute. Anyway, and then we have Paul Stevenson, who plays Eddie Vincent. They are cutting trees. I apologize. So, yeah, sorry if you can hear that, because I know I can. Anyways, and we also have Margaret Lancaster, who plays Iris Dowdy? Not Dowdy? I don't know. Anyway, so there's her. And apparently she actually does music or something. I don't know. I tried to look up a little bit, but we ain't talking about all the actors and actresses or whatever. Just, you need to know the main people. So anyway, first of all, the sound quality is really shitty for a 90s movie, which I know the audio in a lot of these, like, older movies, their sound is funky anyway, but yeah, the sound quality sucks. It's not terrible, but it's also not the best, so keep that in mind. And of course, the music is amazing. The music is great. It has music from, excuse me. All right. From the Belmont Playboys and the Atomics, so yeah, if you know those bands, and yeah, that's really no, that really neat, really cool. Yeah, no. Anyways, we will get through a video, I promise. So yeah, so like I said, the music is great. Another thing to keep in mind when you watch this is the music is constantly playing through the whole movie. So, which, I mean, didn't really bother me because I like that type of music, obviously. But yeah, it's a little odd to just have that, and like, since like the very first, start to finish of this movie is just constant music. So it's not a musical or anything, like they don't sing, it's just the music is in the background. So pretty, whatever. Anyways, so I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I got kind of bored of this movie because, I mean, the acting's not amazing. So I found myself playing solitaire on my phone, or actually making the cover picture for the thumbnail for this video. So yeah, but I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know about it. Yes, there will be spoilers. We're gonna spoil the whole fucking thing because, I mean, why not? So there you go. If I don't tell you about my opinion about this, then yeah. Anyways, so it starts off, I don't know who this guy is, but it shows Eddie. He's just hanging out, and he's getting all tired and stuff because he's hungry, of course. And this guy's like, oh, you want some drugs? You want this? Blah, blah, blah. And then he ends up eating him. Not eating him, but, you know, sucking his blood, killing him, all that happy stuff. So yeah, that's literally and it's so weird how this movie first comes on. Like, it's just weird. If you watch it, you will know what I mean. It's weird. Anyways, so then we are introduced to Iris and Emma, which is the stereotypical 90s goth girl, who work at an antique shop. And I wish I knew who the person in drag was because they look familiar. I'm pretty sure it's not Divine, but yeah, trying to pay $600 for an ashtray, and she's like, you're crazy. Anyways, so Iris is obsessed with Elvis. I do like that they actually gave her, like, you know, 50s clothes to wear, and like her apartment is also all vintage and stuff, which I thought was really good and pretty accurate. Instead of like, oh, just Eddie. He's the only one. He's just like a greaser that looks kind of like Elvis. So yeah, if you can see where this is going. So anyway, that's where they work, and yeah, she's obsessed with Elvis, and then she sees Eddie outside because there's her and Emma are sitting there talking about like guys that they've dated or whatever, and then she sees him pass by, and then and then it's like, oh my God, look, and then Emma's like, there ain't nobody out there, you crazy girl. So, and then this guy that she went on a date with named Lorenzo, that's obsessed with the Beatles as much as she is with Elvis, comes in and is like, oh, we're meant to be together, and like, he even fakes his accent and everything. Yeah. And she's like, it's never gonna work because you like the wrong people or the wrong band and blah blah blah. And I'm like, okie dokie. So, and this guy stalks Iris as she's coming out of the shop. So yeah, and I never did get the name of this antique store because it's so weirdly colored. Like, you cannot read it unless I need I got right up to the screen and I couldn't read it still. So I don't know, some kind of secret antique shop. I don't know. I think it said vintage on it, but we're just gonna go with it. So yeah, because I tried really hard because I was gonna put that in here, and yeah. And then, of course, there's no pictures. You know, I could have took some, I guess, but they'd be really crappy quality, and you would see my reflection in the background of the TV. So, yeah. So, anyway, yeah, he stalks her. And then this is when she bumps into Eddie as she's trying to get away from Lorenzo. And they meet each other, and he's like, yo, baby, you gotta smoke. And she's like, oh my God, I didn't know people still smoked anymore. Newsflash, a lot of people still smoked in the 90s. I smoke, but I ain't the 90s. So, I thought that was kind of weird, a weird comment, but yeah. So anyway, they're just standing there and la la la, okay, so we're going to fast forward, and of course, Iris is, you know, down on her rent. My heat's on because it's cold. You know, she's 3 months behind, so what is it, Benny, who's the landlord's son? I never got the landlord's name. I don't think I was paying attention, to be completely honest. But anyway, Benny comes in and is like, oh, well, and she's like, I will have the money, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, well, and there's other ways that I could get you off the hook or whatever. And she ends up going on like a date with him or whatever to the movies. And yeah, weird. But she doesn't sleep with him though, thank God. So, oh, and another thing is, Iris actually wrote a book about Elvis or not impersonators, sightings. So that's what she's trying to do, is get her book. Like, she sent her book into different publishers, and so she's trying to get rich off of that or whatever. And the first person doesn't even. The first letter she gets back is like, this is dumb. No, but if you see Elvis, let us know. And she's like, great, thank you. Clearly. So, but yeah, that's an important piece too. So anyway, yeah. So, and then we go, and then we move on a little bit, and here comes Rex Vincent, which is Eddie's brother, and he's got like his little greaser gang. He's got two buddies with him, and yeah, one is extremely annoying. But anyways, I didn't really catch their names either, because to be honest, I just didn't care. Probably still wasn't paying attention, because this movie was actually really boring, like I said. Kind of boring. I don't know if it was the acting or what, but anyway, so, and they're like, oh, you know my brother, and I actually come to find out he's the one, Rex is the one that turned Eddie into a vampire in 1956. It doesn't really say how Rex was turned into a vampire, so you just gotta use your imagination with that one. But yeah, and also there's these very odd kind of vampires, because, I mean, they can go out in the sun and stuff, and they don't sleep. So, yeah, because then she's, her and Eddie get together, Iris and Eddie get together, and yeah, they're talking about that, and she's like, oh my gosh, so he basically just needs blood to live, and then, yeah. Well, before I get to that part, so anyway, Rex finds the landlord after, like, the dad of Benny's dad, the actual landlord, after he goes in and tries to have his way with Miss Iris, and she's like, you're disgusting, you're a pig too, so apple doesn't fall far from the tree, so he's like, what is that? And he's going, I don't know, it looked like he was in a garage or something, I don't know where the fuck he was, but it was very interesting, so we're just gonna go to garage. It looked like one to me, so that's what it shall be called. And yeah, and it doesn't show who gets him, and it is the dumbest way I've ever seen anybody get, just like, okay, just like he's, walking whatever, and he's like, oh, and then just to disappear out of the picture. I don't know, but we find out that was Rex that got him, and of course Benny's pissed off and he thinks that it's Eddie. And it's like, sees Iris with like this little vampire book that she got from the library, and her goth best friend is like, oh my god, a vampire! Oh yay, I want bite marks, and all this. Yeah. Well, and of course after, pretty much what happens is, because Eddie didn't want to be a vampire. Like, I don't even know why his brother turned him. I really don't. I guess for the hell of it. I don't know. Like, if I'm a vampire, so are you. So, yeah. But they go, Eddie and Iris go to, some voodoo dude. And, it's going to be $27,000 to take the vampire's curse off of him. And he's like, where am I going to get $27,000 from? And that's when Iris makes they go home, they smash, they do a little something, which is the longest, most awkward sex scene I've ever seen in a movie. Like, it doesn't show anything, but it's just so awkward. Like, I've seen some adult films with better acting than that. But anyways, it's really weird. But anyways, and then she ends up, or he gets sick because they go rob the blood bank. They go rob a blood bank, yeah. So that was an interesting scene. But, so he can have some blood because he's, feeling bad or whatever. And after they smash, the blood disagrees with him, and he gets sick in the bathtub. Don't know why I didn't pick a toilet. Maybe a bathtub's more attractive on film. I don't know. Don't ask me. I didn't direct it. And then she makes a decision like, oh, I'm going to be a vampire too. And then, and then they're both vampires, right? Didn't see that one coming. I didn't see that. Nope, not me. So clearly they never get, the curse lifted, because ain't nobody got no $27,000. So she right, he right. So anyway, Benny ends up and overhears when Emma and Iris are talking in the antique store, and he's like, oh yeah, you're a vampire too. Oh, you know where Eddie is. Like, he didn't even really give a shit about her. He was just so concerned with Eddie because he still thinks that Eddie's the one that killed his dad. Well, they go and find his brother Rex and his little gang, and yeah, Benny, of course, goes and shoots him with an arrow, which is actually a stake, but it's an arrow. It's supposed to be a stake, like a steak, not a dead animal. But yeah, and then he ends up shooting Iris, but she lives for some reason. I'm pretty sure in every vampire story that I've ever heard or read or watched, that the stake's it. A wooden stake, you're done. You're done. Nope, she lived. The others died, though. But, yeah, and then, pretty much what happens is the, Eddie and Iris go off, and, which for some reason she's dressed exactly like the rest of, like, the greasers. So that didn't, like, they could have gave her, like, at least, like, a cute black skirt or something. I don't know. But yeah, she's dressed just like, Eddie and Rex were. Very interesting. Whatever. Once again, I didn't direct it. So, yeah, so they steal the voodoo guy's car, which is, I don't really know which, it wasn't on there long enough to figure out what make or model is, but it is an old car. I know it was red. Like I said, I didn't pay attention very well. And it ends up being the voodoo guy's car, and he's like, where's my fucking car? And, yeah. And then at the very end, Benny's a vampire. But there is no sequel to this, thank God. But yeah, so, yeah. And then at the very end, which I actually did take a picture of this, which I will insert. At the very end, it says, dedicated to, the living spirit of Elvis Presley. So I thought that was very interesting. I don't think Elvis would approve, though. He'd be like, what is this shit? This is not Agent Elvis. If you haven't watched Agent Elvis, that I do recommend. It's on Netflix. But yeah, so, what did I think about this movie? This is what I thought about it. If somebody went to redo this movie and do it, like, right, like, this movie has a lot of potential. I think it's really, like, a really amazing idea, obviously. Like, I think it's a great idea. I would be Iris. I will play Iris. Okay, I can do that. But yeah, like, it has good potential if it was remade or something, but like, it wasn't its way. Oh yeah, we probably need to wrap this up. This is a pretty long one. Yeah, and sorry I'm not enthused. I just wasn't enthused by this movie. I'm just so fucking bored right now. Like, the movie literally bored me. I love it when I just move everything like this. But yeah, yeah, it's on Tubi if you want to watch it. I mean, it wasn't completely terrible. It just was kind of boring. Could have good potential. Anyway, so yeah, that's that. So if you want to check out other movie reviews, not all of them put me in a boring ass unenthused mood. So yeah, I will leave those linked, and one of my best ones I'm gonna leave at the end, so make sure you check those out. And I do like doing these, so I don't really know how often I do them. I know it's been a while though, so I thought it'd be easier since I actually tried to do a hair video yesterday, but ended up making this one today because my bangs are still not long enough to do infinity rolls. So yeah, that's still a no. Still can't do that. But anyways. Thank y'all so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, because it really helps my tiny ass channel. And I also do vintage hair, makeup. I do literally all sorts of stuff if you're into that. So come on and join the neighborhood. Come on over. Come on, let's have a beer. I ain't got one today, but should have one. Anyways, so I hope y'all have a good holiday, by the way. Also, by the way, Porky Pig's here, and she's here to stay, so welcome. And yeah, so thank y'all very much. I do appreciate it. And I hope that you will check out my other videos. And yeah, so, and of course, before we go, as always, don't forget to keep it rockin'.